Operational lessons, come to the end. Bad news travels fast. Boy, does it travel fast. And it reaches the Yorkshire Post and it reaches everywhere else you could think of. Good communications is important. It only takes one piece of bad communication for things to spiral massively out of control. It's better to be open and honest and talk about the issues than hide them. That way people feel empowered to do something about it and people don't feel so disgruntled about it. I never thought you could buy a pair, but you can. They're on sale everywhere now, rose-coloured spectacles. It's important when you move a service, and this doesn't apply to decontamination per se, it applies to everything. If you don't know the service standards of the service you are moving, and you don't know what they will be in the future, you're open to rumour and hearsay. Oh, we never had these problems in the past. We had a good example of some packs being opened at a hospital recently where they were found to be not compliant. So they were sent back to the service provider. But those packs had actually been on the shelf for 6 months and had actually were processed by the hospital. But that fault had never been picked up before, but now it's the service provider. Of course, people are keen to make sure the issues are solved. So there is an increase in reporting. But it is essential when moving any service that you have a measure of how the service performs both before and afterward. You cannot make an objective decision or learn any lessons unless you know whether there's been improvement or detriment. It's essential. And I think we need to remember why we do this. This service is about supporting clinical activity and the outcomes from it. It's about making sure we have a safer product for the patient and for that operation to be a success. So in focusing on when we do the procurements and how we handle the procurements, we need to be mindful of that factor. But it also affects people's jobs and affects the way people's work. And certainly HR is something that, as the projects move forward, is coming more and more to the front. Because as move dates get nearer, as people's jobs change, they need advice on pensions. They need advice on what happens to their existing levels of service and so on. But we all have a part to play in this. I can say what we're doing about moving decontamination forward. And in-house SSDs can do their bit and make sure that their decontamination is moving forward. But it's not just the Decontamination Act that has an impact. This is from Plymouth. 2 nurses struck off for using packs that were unsterile and not spotting the fact that they were unsterile. Now, no matter what happened in that department, if you pick a tray up that's not got the sticker on and you don't spot that sticker, unfortunately, it makes somebody liable. And that's not necessarily the department that was processing it. So I think there's a communications thing that needs to go with this, and there's a communication that needs to go generally with sterile services. And we've worked, and you'll see in the theatre support pack we developed, the AFPP, the Association for Perioperative Practitioners, have worked quite closely with us on that pack to try and educate and to move forward some of these other issues.